When it comes to the issue of what really happened on what was once known as the Foster Ranch, Lincoln County, New Mexico, in early July 1947, there are things we know, things we suspect, and things we will probably never know. But that something happened, something which caused the U.S. Air Force to offer multiple explanations for the event, is not a matter of any doubt at all. It was an incident that clearly concerned elements of not just the military, but the government too, and to a highly significant degree. Eyewitnesses, both military and civilian, were warned not to talk about what they had seen and/or heard. More than a few of those warnings crossed the line and can only accurately be described as death threats. People were plunged into states of fear. Lives were changed forever, even scarred. Some lives may have ended, as in terminated. It was on July 8, 1947, that the strange event surfaced publicly. Associated Press, among many other news outlets, reported on the startling then breaking news. The many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers and the sheriff's office of Chavez County. The flying object landed on a ranch near Roswell sometime last week. Not having phone facilities, the rancher stored the disc until such time as he was able to contact the sheriff's office, who in turn notified Major Jesse A. Marcel of the 509th Bomb Group Intelligence Office. Action was immediately taken, and the disc was picked up at the rancher's home. It was inspected at the Roswell Army Airfield and subsequently loaned by Major Marcel to higher headquarters. The story was quickly picked up not just across the United States, but across the planet, too. In barely no time at all, however, the flying disc angle was blown out of the sky. The whole thing was nothing but a huge, embarrassing mistake. The materials found on the massive ranch by rancher William Ware Mac Brazel were not the remains of a disc after all. What had really been found, and subsequently collected and brought to the Roswell Army Airfield, was weather balloon debris, or so the military was careful to assure everyone. With Brazel at the time of the discovery, which had actually occurred days earlier, was a young boy named D. Proctor. He would go on to be one of the most important people in the Roswell story. We also know for sure that 3 key military men, all of whom were destined to become part and parcel of the Roswell affair, were also present at the ranch, and before, a veritable battalion was on site in order to recover the massive amount of whatever it was. They were Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer of the 509th Bomb Group at Roswell, Captain Sheridan Cavett of the Counterintelligence Corps, and CIC Master Sergeant Lewis S. Bill Rickett. All 3 were at Ground Zero. They all saw the wreckage. Years later, Marcel would open up wide on the matter of the debris he saw and collected. Cavett and Rickett may have seen more than debris. Way more. Possibly bodies. Strange bodies. Brazel and Little D may have seen one or more of those bodies, too. When the media revealed the weather balloon explanation, something amazing happened. Roswell was largely and very quickly forgotten. Granted, those implicated in the affair never forgot what they saw and experienced, but the media certainly moved on to other things. Plus, back in 1947, there were no UFO research groups around to look into the case. The result? Aside from a few occasional brief references in books and magazines in the 1950s and 1960s, Roswell was for all intents and purposes dead and buried, which is precisely how those charged with keeping the disturbing secret wanted it. Things changed, however, in the mid to late 1970s. Both William Moore and Stanton Friedman were eagerly pursuing the Roswell story by then. It was a story that was slowly but surely destined to be resurrected. It was Friedman who found the now elderly Jesse Marcel. The long-retired major had a most interesting story to tell.